Joel, how are things looking?
Asia, good afternoon. Well, it goes without saying that here in Chile there's great concern about COVID-19 as well, but as you said, the country is in the midst of the worst social unrest it has experienced in decades. Today there have been isolated incidents. The police have been using water cannons to disperse crowds, with their sirens sounding out throughout the day, and we're just a couple of blocks away from what is essentially ground zero to the protests, Asia, and there's a constant smell of tear gas that the police use to disperse these protests that continue to be daily. But today is a very important date for the country, as you mentioned, Asia. It is 30 years to the day when General Pinochet stepped down, bringing an end to the military dictatorship that saw tens of thousands tortured and thousands of people killed. Leading the commemoration here in Santiago on Wednesday morning was President Sebastián Piñera, who we can hear from now.
Cuando nos aprestamos a conmemorar.
As we prepare to commemorate and celebrate 30 years since the recovery of our democracy, it's good to learn the lessons of our last 3 decades, and of course, the lessons that we have lived through in these past 5 months.
So viewers will remember that the protests in Chile began in October over a hike in the cost of travel on the metro, but it really expanded very quickly to represent a feeling of social injustice and inequality in this country. And compounding protesters' feelings now, Asia, is excessive use of force by the police. Many videos available on social media, and that is angering a lot of protests. And so later on in the month, many more marches, as well as today, but other marches are planned as well against the government and against the use of force against the protesters.
And Joel, one of the demands the protesters have had was a new constitution. And next month, Chile will vote on whether to rewrite the constitution. What are the Chileans saying about it? And is this going to satisfy their demands?
That's the big question, Asia. I have to say, for people arriving here and seeing what is going on here, that it is a question: how is this resolved? How is there a way forward for the country? As you rightly point out, demanding a new constitution was one of the main demands of protesters, and the government has allowed a referendum to take place. Sunday, April the 26th, Chileans will be asked if they want a new constitution or not, and many people against it say that the country's macroeconomic success is enshrined in that constitution. But people who want change say that it is the social injustice that is also guaranteed by that constitution. So it looks, according to surveys, approximately 60% are going to be voting in favour of changing that. But after the vote, there is a process of 2 years for that to take place. So many questions still to be resolved, Asia, here in Chile.
Joel Richards in Santiago, thank you.